Taurus, this is a general reading, a love reading, and a financial reading for you today. Now, you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Weekly Tarot Light. I do weekly longer videos, daily shorter videos, and I do personal readings, so get in touch for those on Facebook. Now, this is my own interpretation, so do take that information that resonates with you as your own, and if there's any information that may not resonate with you, leave that for someone else, as it will benefit them. Stick with us though, as there's definitely a message here for you. Now let's get right into that general reading here. So I see that it looks like you do have quite a bit of thought and actions to be made. Basically, you have a lot of things to say and you have a lot of great ideas. I see that you do have a situation where your emotions really are taking hand in your life, and this may feel like it's a tough situation to be in, but I do notice that this is really going to be helping you and driving you to your future. This is going to be a time where you really find some true potential. So let's just keep that in mind as we go into our readings today, and we'll just think of that basically. Now, of course, that does mean that you do have quite a bit of thought-provoking situations on your mind, on hand, basically. So we did have a card fall out here, so we will be using that in our reading. And so let's just get right into our love reading. I see here that you have absolutely been having some tough times, and honestly, it looks like you have really been holding yourself back. I notice here that those situations that you have are kind of like your vices, kind of nagging at you, pulling at you. Maybe you have a situation that you really don't like being in, that you just can't get yourself out of. Like maybe you do smoking, maybe you drink quite a bit, but you want to be drinking less. There's some kind of situation that's like that for you currently, and you're kind of falling into that. This is a situation that looks like you do currently want to get out of. So if there's a situation that you're not really pushing to get yourself out of currently, that's most likely not what's at hand right this second. Now, I notice here that does mean that you do have some troubling challenges to be faced, but these challenges are absolutely ready to be faced, basically, that you are ready to face those inner demons and those challenges. I notice that you will have your gut guiding you, and your intuition is going to allow you to push forward and move at your own discretion. Basically, you're going to be able to move your life in the direction that you want it to be moved. So I see choice in you. I see choice and intuition, and I see your intuition growing. I see that you absolutely are going to find and know what is the best next step for you, and I see that you will be taking that action to really push your life into the next phase. And I see you absolutely taking things at hand and being a very clear and concise individual. I notice that you really are going to absolutely, in this near future, be pushing to really gain clarity and gain what others see as like a strong emotional center, that you are going to be basically a strong person to rely on, a strong person to trust, and basically others will really see that. I see that you are going to be a good advice figure, just like I mentioned with the previous thing that I mentioned, but this is really going to drive through into many aspects of your life. I see you as a very strong individual, and that has basically come from how you've built yourself. You've built yourself with ideals and ideas in mind that you can become strong, you can become a force to be reckoned with. I see that you have absolutely been falling a little bit into this idea that you can't progress, that you're stuck in one place, and that you can't move forward. And I notice here that this absolutely is only going to push you stronger into your future, that you are going to start realizing how much you can progress. And although it may be moderate at the beginning and you'll be going step by step, that things will rapidly progress into your future, that you are going to be getting out of those vices, getting into a strong sense of self, and I really see you pushing forward and finding, if you haven't found them yet, the one. I notice here that there is going to be happiness and warmth in your future, and I notice that you're going to have a strong sense of self and a strong sense of guidance towards your future. I especially notice here, Taurus, that you absolutely are down to earth, that you know how to basically take things and you know how to move things into your future. Now, this does mean that you do have a bit of instability right now, but I see that you are moving towards that strong sense of stability, not only in your love life, but in your financial life as well, in your personal life, in your mind, all over. And I really see that this is all over here a strong idea that you are progressing and you are growing in yourself and personally. Now, I notice here especially that you are going to find someone who is very special to you and very important. It seems like for the most part, this will be somebody that you already know. This will be somebody you have strong opinions of and you really think is the person for you. And that person is really going to not only be the person that you kind of look for and are looking at romantically, but they're going to benefit you in many aspects of your life, and then you'll start that romantic journey. I see that this romantic journey is further along in the future, that we do have some hurdles that you are going to be going over before we reach that point. But that things will happen step by step, and you're going to notice and realize what potential you have, and that you absolutely do have that ability to be that strong person, that strong character for advice, all sorts of things. And then that you'll find that you really step into that stance and that situation where you absolutely have stability and understanding and momentum. And then once you have that, I notice here that you are going to be having that person just right at hand. They're going to be right there for you. Quite often they're going to be showing you what's what, and basically they'll be showing you themselves. And then finally, you're going to have warmth, happiness, and love. And I really see that you are going to have a fantastic love for yourself. Now that brings us to the end of this love reading. So let's get right into that financial reading. Let's put these into the pile here. Okay. Okay, so let's go right into that financial reading. So, in terms of those finances, it looks like you have absolutely been finding that things are kind of at a standstill, that things aren't progressing the way that you were hoping for them to progress, and that you found that the fact that you've had those vices from our previous reading, that's really been holding you back from what you've always wanted. And I see here that you absolutely do have a lot of movement and growth to be had. Looking here, I notice especially that you are absolutely being more generous than you expected that you should, or basically than you feel that you should be, and that you have been giving quite a bit to others. This may not be specifically financial generosity. This could be emotional generosity. This could be all sorts of types of generosity. I notice that you especially have been giving to those in need and those around you who you really care for, and that you really have been sharing with others in every way that you can. I do see that you really have been very, very balanced, that you've really been seeing things as they are. And although you have been having that kind of pause, that stasis in your financial life, that things have been pretty relatively normal. Basically, things haven't been progressing, but they haven't been really stopped completely. Like, it's not at zero, it's just going generally, and it's just kind of staying the same more than anything. Now, you do have that forward momentum, and you will be moving and changing in your life. And I see that you will be changing your financial life very soon. I see that in the very near future, you absolutely will be either moving positions, changing positions, taking on another position, that kind of thing, or you will be changing your goals. Now, this does have big implications, but I will say that it really will drive you forward. I see that you will have a strong forward momentum in that passion, and I see that you will have a lot of movement, a lot of things happening. It may even feel chaotic how quickly things are moving for you, but this is all a strong sense of movement and forward progression for you, for your financial life. I do see that you may end up being a bit restless and a bit undeterred, honestly, by all of this. That you are going to find that all of this leads you to be a bit restless, to get more. And I see you, honestly, having potential for that sense of being able to get more. I don't see you really forcing it onto yourself, or like forcing all that extra work. Basically, I see it coming naturally and you allowing it to happen. You absolutely do, I do absolutely notice that you will end up being quite a bit restless, but that there's not going to be something specifically done for that. That Taurus, you are going to just kind of allow things to progress, and that potential, that progress is going to offer itself to you. And I see that you are going to be having, when this all passes, you're going to have a strong foundation, one that you absolutely have basically completed one important step to get that foundation set, Taurus, and that you are going to really move into your future and allow things to progress for you. That basically it won't be completely required manually for you, that there will be some autonomous steps from this point. And I see that you will become a person of action, basically a person who really gets things done and takes action to get things moving and have things be known. I see you are going to be very thought-provoking to those around you, and that you are absolutely a strong character and a big personality. And honestly, that comes from all of this time that you will be spending on this, and also your past. So that does bring us to the end of this reading. So I'll just reiterate that I can be found on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Weekly Tarot Light. I do weekly longer videos, daily shorter videos, and I do personal readings. So get in touch for those on Facebook. I'll see you next time.